What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of the Scouting Report, brought to you by Venture Sports Consulting, ChaseWins.com, and the We Are Sports Foundation. Guys, if you're new to the channel, obviously stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of great things. If you are not, which most of you watch me every day on the free play videos, as announced, this new segment is going to be just exactly what the title says. It is a scouting report. This is taking games on the day that are on the card, not my card, but are on the slate of games that I see a lot of interest in. And not necessarily for me personally, but just seeing a lot of action on it. There's a lot of tickets being written on the game. There's a lot of money coming in on the game. There's just a lot of generalized interest. When you have that, that means that a lot of people are interested in betting this game for one reason or another. So what we're doing with this in this new segment is we are going to take these types of games and we are going to give a breakdown of it, the way I'm looking at it from both sides, giving you some pros, giving you some cons, giving you some things to look at that maybe you haven't already looked at. If you're looking at betting this game, this will give you just some more things to put into your arsenal of information to make the most educated wager that you possibly can, making sure that you're not leaving anything on the table that you are not considering before putting your money on it. This is not giving you an official free play. This is not me telling you to bet one way or the other. This is me giving you the game from my perspective, and you make the best educated decision that you choose to make based on the information that I give you. If you are looking for a free play, you can click the link in the description of this video below, and my free play video of the day is in that video. It also gives a recap of what we have done over the past couple of days in our premium card. Again, a lot of you are already clients of mine, so you know how all of it works. But for the people that are new, these videos are just going to be a breakdown of the way I see a game. You make your own decision, your own judgment call based on what you've looked at and based on the information I'm going to give you, my thoughts on the game. And then if you are looking for an official free play, something that I have already wagered on, you can get that on my daily free play video, which is in the link in the description below. And if you are looking to jump on a winning package, you can go to ChaseWins.com. That's my site. And you can jump on a 3-day pass, a 7-day pass, a 30-day pass, a 1-year pass in any sport that you can think of. All sports, doesn't matter. You are guaranteed to turn a profit as long as you follow the games that I list, the wagers that I select, and the way that I tell you to wager them. You will be guaranteed profit for the subscription that you have, or else you will be extended until you have turned profit, no questions asked. So let's jump into a game that I am noticing money flood in left and right, and that is Friday. Friday night at 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time, the Kansas City Royals against the Minnesota Twins. Now, a couple of things that are obvious, but I think people may, even though it's obvious, may overlook a little bit. These two teams just played each other in a big series just this past week. What happened? Something that nobody expected. That was the Royals sweeping the Twins. And they didn't sweep them just by sheer luck. Do I think luck played a part in it? Sure, because obviously it doesn't take a baseball expert to know that the Twins are the better of the two teams. Now, yes, luck played a part in it, but the Kansas City Royals really played well. They were smart. They didn't overextend themselves. They were diligent. They went out there. They scouted their opponents, and they played the way they needed to play. Now, one thing that everybody needs to consider within this game, of course, is starting pitching. And I think that one of these names, because it is a big name, is why a lot of people are going to blindly bet the game, and that is Jake Odorizzi. Jake Odorizzi is not only one of the top pitchers in the game today, he is most certainly one of the top pitchers in all of the American League, and over the past couple of seasons has been considered the best pitcher in all of the American League Central. Now, again, if you do not follow the true ins and outs, listen to what I'm saying. Jake Odorizzi struggled in his first start. This is only his second start back where he was dealing with a strain. So, of course, he's still getting back into his rhythm. That's number one. You need to take that into consideration. Now, on the flip side of that, a lot of people who consider themselves experts and they want to break a baseball game down, they look at starting pitching, they look at one thing, and that's the ERA. That's all they consider. Guys, that can't be the only thing that you consider. And secondly, when you're looking at an ERA, you can't just take the number for what it is. You have to look at why that number is what it is. Is it that because they've pitched well but given up a couple of home runs? What is their true what are they giving up as far as an OBP? What are they doing as far as hitting the batter, giving up home runs? How many fielding errors played parts in hits being generated that shouldn't have been, with no fault to the pitcher whatsoever? You have to break all of that down. So when you look at just the general numbers, Jake Odorizzi he has a no decision, so it looks like his record is 0-0. He has started one game. It was a no decision because he did not pitch deep enough into the game, and he has a 6 ERA. Now keep in mind that no decision is because, again, he didn't go deep enough into the game, but that was expected. He was coming off of his quote-unquote injury, and so they had him on a pitch count, which will be the case for Friday. It will not be 4 pitches. It will not be 70 pitches. I think that they will let him get closer to that 100 pitch mark as long as he's feeling comfortable, as long as he's feeling healthy, and as long as he's pitching well. But you are going to see him become a little more comfortable, and you're going to see his stamina slowly start to come back, and I think you will notice a difference, if nothing else, just in stamina on Friday from his first start. So again, take that 6 ERA with an asterisk. Now, one thing that was not like Jake, but it still goes back to him still trying to find his place again, was that he only had 2 strikeouts. That right there can cause there can be some cause for concern. I wouldn't dig too much, into that. Did it matter in his first start? Yes. Could it matter in his second? Absolutely. So keep that in the back of your mind. But I think once he gets into his 4th and 5th start, that will be a thing of the past, and he will be the Jake that we all know he is. Now, coming off of that strain, like I said, he only has 2 strikeouts on the year. He's got a 6 ERA, so it's nothing to write home about. But I do think I think there's going to be a lot of overreaction on that number, and I don't think that there needs to be. If you're worried about him and the way he pitched in Game 1, it may be best for you to just lay off of this game, because you have to give the man time to get back to what he was. Going over onto the flip side of thing with the Kansas City Royals, Jacob Junis is going in. Now we have a very similar situation in that he has a no decision. He's only pitched 4 2/3 innings. He has a 4 ERA, so a little bit better. He has 4 strikeouts versus 2. Now again, if you look at all this, these 2 pitchers, they played each other. So these numbers that you're hearing from Kansas City, it was against the Twins. Likewise for Odorizzi against the Royals. So you have that aspect of each pitcher. I'm not saying they know what to expect. They've got a better idea, because that's the only experience they have for 2020. It's benefit on both sides of the mound. So again, on that regard, you're even. 4 2/3 innings. Now, what you need to look at in that is, even though he has 4 strikeouts in just under 5 innings, he also gave up 5 hits and 2 earned runs there. The 2 earned run thing against the Twins, being the Royals are what they are, isn't something to trounce a guy over, but 5 hits in less than 5 innings should show you that the Twins know how to hit the Royals. They've proven that time and time again, even though in that sweep they could not get runners across the plate. That's going to be fresh in their minds in this game and throughout this series. As I've said many times before, one of the big disadvantages that the Royals not only have to the Twins, but to so many teams in the league, especially in a very competitive division that they are in right now, is the fact that they have a very top-heavy lineup with Witt, Merrifield leading the charge, you get into the bottom half of the lineup, it's non-existent. If the top of their lineup can't control a game and win it for them, the bottom half certainly isn't going to do it. If you have a comfortable Jake Odorizzi going in and doing his thing, then it's going to take more than two people stepping up to the plate once every other inning to win this game for you. Because one thing that you're going to notice, two things are going to be different here. Not only are the Twins going back home, and they're getting to play where they can sleep in their own bed, where they know exactly what the Royals are doing, because it wasn't 3 weeks ago when they played them. It was literally just the other day where they got swept, and it's fresh in their minds. So the role that Kansas City is on, how they're swinging the bat, how they're throwing the ball, the swagger that they have, Minnesota is all too familiar with it right now. So that is going to, again, give you favor on the side of the Twins. Being at home, being very familiar with exactly the way that Kansas City's playing right now. Now, you could say the same thing for Kansas City. They know that the way Minnesota's playing right now. Again, asterisks. Right now, pure statistics-wise, the best batter in baseball is Nelson Cruz. He did not play well against the Royals, so you can't expect him to go out there and do that for another series. I think he comes alive. If you really want to talk about pros, cons, or where the edge is, the Twins on the money line is minus $1.65 right now at William Hill. It's plus $1.05 on the run line. I broke this game down, and I'm showing the Twins going into this game. They should be a money line favorite of 148 with a run line of plus $1.18. Now again, that number should be higher than that, but because they're just coming off of a sweep, they've got to prove themselves in this game going into this series before they're going to be heavier favorites. So in that regard, I think the line is fairly accurate. I'm not saying take one side or the other. If you're asking me my opinion where the edges lie, I think that as far as rhythm, way teams are playing, confidence, so on and so forth, you have to lean to the obvious in the Kansas City Royals. When you look at statistically when it comes to offense, you still have to take a very complete lineup with the best hitter in the game right at this moment. Statistically, at home, you've got to just go with the better team, which is the Minnesota Twins. Power hitting, Minnesota Twins. Pitching, not only in this game, but just overall, Minnesota Twins. Getting into the bullpen for Friday night, for the first relievers that should come in this game, you would give the edge to the Royals. Getting into the closing roles, you would give the edge to the Twins, so you kind of even yourself out there. And I think just the fact that it's so fresh on the minds of being swept, I think you will see a very disciplined Minnesota Twins lineup be a lot more aggressive. So again, that kind of shifts that in that favor also. Now, if this is something that you've already broke down and you've already considered, I hope that this gives you some things to look at and consider. Again, this isn't a game that's completely lopsided, but it's not a game that's, completely even either. There are pros on both sides. There are cons on both sides. Please make sure you take every one of those into consideration before placing your wagers. And I hope that this gave you some insight as to the way that I'm looking at the game. This is a game that was circled for me that I am going to even further break down before the start of the game to see if it's something that I'd like to wager myself. As of right now, I do have an official free play up on my YouTube channel. Click the link in the description below. It is in a game involving the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds, and it has a recap for what we've done on our premium cards the last few days. And that's it. It'll also tell you how to jump on a package. Go to chasewins.com if you'd like that. And I will see you guys back either later today or tomorrow. And we will do episode 2 of the Scouting Report. And we will then break down another game. Thank you guys so much.